additionally to like elongate this form, I was thinking, I don't know if the group discussed, if you talked about how someone developed these skills, so that then we could then use that futuristically for like how they feel they built communication skills. Like I built communication skills through team building exercises and training and, you know, working with other staff on programs or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So that then we're like, okay, these pieces of training that we're already doing are really relevant.
Mm-hmm.
And then if something else that we spend a lot of time on isn't on here, then we know maybe we need to focus on that.
Yeah, definitely, and I can certainly add that, and I didn't really even think of that until Whitney kind of added it into her section, but I think we could certainly put in a section of how you develop those. So I think we were thinking initially we didn't want this to be a really long, tasky thing, but I think looking at how she put it together, it took her a couple of days, and I mean, really, she just talked about how much she got out of it, so I think adding an additional question is only helping our student staff, so I'll add that in for every section, so great addition, thank you. All right.
I'm sorry, I forgot to mention something too when I was talking about the discussion guides. On the top paragraph, you'll see often I mentioned that it might be using the rubric that Sarah talked about might be a good jumping off point for your one-on-one to talk about what it looks like when your community is succeeding in all of these areas. So that might be something to think about in your early one-on-ones, is to kind of go through that rubric about what those expectations are for your community to kind of fuel that conversation. And I forgot to mention that.
Before we move ahead, Kelly, was there any thought to using the same kind of pink sheet with regard to goal setting for the, you know, here's some of the things I want to learn, or skills I want to develop in that area? Or did you decide just that might?
No, really, we talked a lot, and then we divvied up tasks.
Okay.
So, but I think that could be, this was thought more of like an after the fact, not necessarily set goal setting, but I think it could be, I think you could show them and say, this is what I'm going to ask you to do at the end of the year, let's develop your goals based upon that. This was more kind of to capture everything at the end, but I think that that's a great idea too.
And I was going to try it as kind of that way to do something up front, so I'll give it to them up front and ask them to think of what skills they currently have and which ones they think they could develop and how they might develop that. So that's the way I was going to try it, I guess.
I don't want it to end up, well, you wanted to accomplish this and you didn't mention it at the end, and therefore you didn't accomplish your goals. I don't want to set it up that way, but it might.
Okay, so let's talk about the departmental calendar, and I have to thank Will for working on this calendar, and whether he knew it or not, I took his template from last year and kind of pulled it apart and put it back together. So it doesn't, for those of you that are returning to staff, it doesn't look all that different, except that I probably should have did it. And I put some other things on there. Right. I only made one copy per center because I'm going to send this to you electronically. The one thing that is not on here that typically is are keyboard checks. And I haven't gotten those dates from Sarah yet, but I will send you this version when I get back to the office so you can start plugging this stuff into your Outlook calendar. So I will go ahead and hand these out. But the things that I wanted to make sure to emphasize is that it starts with new professional training. It goes all the way through when summer school will move in May. So this is the entire academic year. It includes our closing dates, our opening dates. It includes the break periods so that you know what those dates are if you haven't already. Plug those into your calendar if you're super worky ahead of you, which is what I am. But in addition to that, it includes the large and small staff rotation and which dates will be your meetings, for part of the meeting to be about the residential experience with the rest of your student leaders in center. So we wanted to make sure that you had that and could put that in your calendar. And again, want to remind you that you are not to deviate from that staff meeting schedule. Your small staff meetings can be whatever you want them to be. If you want to bring the whole group together, awesome. If you want to have them still have small staff meetings, if you want to have small staff meetings, that's great. But the large staff meeting has to stay in place, and that's to accommodate our cues and make sure that they're able to be involved in our meetings and in our centers, and that's accommodating their planning and their training processes as well. So please do make sure that you get those dates in there correctly.
And student government is building that into their small and large meetings so that their presidents can
our center presidents will have that time available to be at your center. So if you change that, that moves our schedule and creates a whole lot of stress for a whole lot of students.
Always like to reduce stress. Always like to reduce the stress. The other thing that's on here for you to think about, I put all the football games in because that are home games, because those tend to be times where we have a little more activity on campus. I included, as Will has done in the past, which was really helpful to me when I was in center, was like, why are all these parents around? Oh, well, it's Parents Weekend, so that's why the parents are here. Not the only reason, but that's one of them. But this also includes, when we're asking